Hey guys, happy movie Monday. Yes, I'm gonna go back to posting every single Monday and do movie reviews because especially during this time we all need to watch movies and I love giving you guys feedback. But today I'm going to be reviewing The Invisible Man. The Invisible Man stars Elisabeth Moss as someone fleeing from an abusive relationship, but when her abusive ex commits suicide, she suspects it was a lie and is being haunted by somebody she can't see. So this is one of those movies that I wish I would have really been able to see in theaters. It came out back in February and I never really had the chance to go see it at my local movie theater, which made me really sad. And then with this whole virus, the movie theaters closed obviously, so I wasn't able to. But since they were able to put it to watch at home, I was able to view it and I loved it, and I wish that I would have been able to see it in theaters like in IMAX or Dolby because it was really good and it would have been just awesome like reacting with a bunch of people at the movie theater. This movie was really good, and I think that the movie was especially good because of the casting choice of our lead character, which was played by Elisabeth Moss, and she's great in literally everything that she's done that I've seen her in. I haven't even seen all of her things, but I know she's awesome in everything, and I feel like she was outstanding and she carried this entire movie because with a movie like this, it was basically just her acting alone in a lot of the scenes because it was her fighting with an invisible person that we can't obviously see. And it was just amazing. Like, I think she did really good, and this movie could have easily failed because of that if they wouldn't have casted such a strong performance, but she really did awesome, and I feel like she played her part really well in the movie. To continue, the directing is really good, and I think one of my favorite parts about this movie, I don't know how to describe it, but there's a lot of still camera shots in this movie, and I'm gonna try to find a clip of what I'm talking about where like the camera is where something is happening, and for example there was this scene she put something to cook on the stove and then she walked away, the camera like backed away to a wider shot and it was just still and you could see the stove starting to catch on fire, and I don't know why I'm just such a fan of those type of scenes. It's like juxtaposing a stillness with something that's chaotic in the movie, and I think this movie did that really well. So the directing was awesome, and the director of this movie, Leigh Whannell, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, he wrote Saw, the first one, and that's to me the best Saw movie, even though I'm not really a fan of that franchise. And he also worked on movies like Insidious and Upgrade, which are all great movies, and I think he did a phenomenal job directing this movie with the camera work and all of that. I also want to talk about how much I love the plot of this movie. It was definitely something that I didn't expect. I really only saw like the trailer twice, but I thought this movie was gonna be a normal kind of ghost story, but it's way more than that, and it's super modern, and science fiction is involved in it, which I love science fiction and horror combined into two, and it just made for a really great plot. There's also plot twists that are really good as well. I kind of guessed the plot twist, but it's not like a super obvious thing where it's like not even supposed to be deemed a plot twist. I thought it was pretty good. However, although this movie was really good, it wasn't a perfect movie either, and some of the minor like drawbacks for me were some of the plot holes. I'm not going to be spoiling anything in this video, so I can't really get too much in depth, but there were some plot holes where it was a situation that could have easily been avoided, and it's like, why did that even happen? Like, there was certain things in the plot that happened where easily if a camera would have caught it, which obviously if it was in a public place a camera would catch it, but I also understand that it's a movie and things have to happen, but there was just some plot holes and I'm like, you could just, like, that could have easily been avoided. One other thing that I felt was kind of weird about this movie, the movie shifts setting like in towards the final act of the movie, kind of like the second, third act, and it changes to this location for like 30-40 minutes, and I really like that location, and I wish that we would have stayed in that location for the entire rest of the movie because after we just go back to like the normal location. But back to positives, another favorite of this movie to me is the pacing. I loved the pacing of this movie. It was like the perfect mix of slow and fast, because in the beginning of the movie it's like a traditional slow-paced movie where the main character is just walking around and things are happening, but it was still entertaining and not boring at all. And towards like the middle, it just goes crazy, and it's like this sci-fi thriller suspenseful type of movie where it's fast-paced but not too fast that you miss everything. It's just really good, and I think the formula that they used for this movie was awesome, and I hope more horror movies do that. Positives of this movie outweigh the negatives, and with that being said, I'm going to give this movie an A. I really like this movie, and I think it came out in a perfect time. Although it wasn't in the movie theaters for that long, I'm glad that it's able to be streamed at home so that people are able to watch it. So if you guys really want to watch it and are looking for a horror movie that isn't really that scary, I don't think it's scary at all, to be honest, because I think it leans more towards like suspense and thriller rather than just horror. This is a great movie to watch, and I really like The Invisible Man, and I definitely recommend this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, leave down below any recommendations, any movies that you want me to review. I'm at home 24/7, so I have a lot of time to watch more movies and review them. And I will be posting weekly on Movie Mondays to give you guys movie reviews weekly, and also post on Friday. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!